Good morning, everyone. This is Jennifer Sanchez. You are watching the Wise Morning Coffee Chat Show. We're super excited this morning to have our guests on and all the viewers. So, who am I? Jennifer Sanchez, the founder of the Women's Institute of Self Development and Efficacy. I know it's super long, so call it WISE for short. We are an organization that helps women become unshakable, faith filled, and purpose driven. The way we do that is through coaching, networking events, masterminds, conferences, retreats. We're going to have an intensive. We also have a running community that if those are interested, they want to, let's call it a walking running community because not everybody runs, right? But we want to encourage body positivity and health and wellness through that community as well. So, and then I'm also a real estate investor. For those that don't know, I invest. We know how to rehab, flip, keep them for cash flow, as well as wholesaling. So if anyone needs to sell their property, they're in a jam, they want to get rid of it, they want cash for their property, let me know. I can help out in that department as well. So that's who I am. I'll pass it over to my co-host this morning.
Good morning, Wise Community. My name is Kimberly Montesinos. I am the owner of Crystal Clear Cleaning, which is a residential and small commercial cleaning company that is based in the northwest suburbs. I've been doing this now for 20 years. I also am a marketing rep for Melaleuca because I love training people or teaching people how to enhance their home with non-toxic products, like shopping online at Amazon, Costco, or Sam's, but having all choices of non-toxic things that you eat, put on your skin, or brush your teeth. Whatever you do, you can shop at that store. And I'm also a mom of 2 adult children, Christian and Carla, which are the love of my lives. And that's me.
Oh, beautiful. Thanks, Kim. And I'm feeling your curls this morning. Your curls look cute.
Oh, thank you.
Saying. And
Thank
Paula,
you.
who are you, Paula?
I am Paula Mulhern, and I am a wife. I'm a mom of 6, a grandma of 3, fondly known as Mimi, and I am living my best life. I am a health and wellness advocate. We work with also people in the financial services to help them with their budgets, and I'm really excited about a new endeavor I'm taking on with And Rise as a facilitator to help people with chronic illness and chronic pain. So I am just so blessed to be here with you ladies this morning, sharing coffee and growing.
Yeah, no, thank you for being on with us. Super excited. So, for those that are watching, good morning. I see Deanna. She's part of my investment group, a real estate investor with me. Good morning. Super excited to have you on with us. She's awesome. Then we have a Facebook user. Good morning. If you're writing from the private group, remember, share your name. I know you can give permission to Restream to show who you are, but if you cannot, just say, "Hey, this is whoever, whoever it is," just so we know who's talking to us. And then, of course, if you want to show what your name is, if you go to chat.restream.io/Facebook, that's how you can show your name on this platform from the private groups. Just putting it out there real quick. And then, of course, we have Angel. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, Angel. We love some Angel. We have Liza, same curls on point. Yes, they feel the same way. We have Jeanette. Buenos dias, ladies. Saludos de Mexico. She is in Mexico. How
Oh, wow.
dare you? You didn't take us. No,
I'm
just
serious.
I could have hid in the maleta. I could have hid in the luggage. So
Absolutely.
we have good morning. I'm Miriam. Good morning, Miriam. I'm so glad to see you on here, Miriam. Uh, we have Kari, a member. Good morning. And then, of course, we have Shorty. This is Shorty. Good morning. Good morning, ladies. Super excited. We have a good crowd this morning. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
So, we have a lot to talk about today, but Paula, you seem like a busy lady. We can't argue. You grandma, 6 kids, you're part of this organization, you do this, you're also you said a financial expert. Is that what I heard, right?
Yeah, I was going to share a little bit more about what we do on a volunteer basis right now. So we actually help people balance their budgets, help them get out of debt, so that they can live debt-free in retirement. And so
Cool.
that's what we're getting to do right now. My husband
Cool.
retired 2 years ago, and I had the blessing of, you know, as long as the Lord gives me breath in my lungs, I will technically never retire, right? Because I want to be his hands and feet and to be a servant leader. So that's something, even as people look forward to retirement, it's always important that you have a purpose and a passion and you live that out. So that's what we're getting to do right now. So we've helped hundreds of families just get their finances in order and take away that stress and that pressure. Because I know personally, when I was a single parent many years ago, growing and also growing up in financial stress, that puts a lot of pressure on your life,
Mm,
right?
mhm, mhm.
Very, very stressful, and it can affect your health in very,
Absolutely.
chronic ways. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's go and we'll talk more. We're definitely excited to learn how you got into that journey because I'm pretty sure there's a story. And I think definitely, I don't think a lot of people understand what this servant leader is, right? So I would love to even dabble more into what that exactly looks like. But before we do that, let's go into coffee time. Y'all know how it goes for those that have been repeat watchers, right? Paula, since you're our guest, what are you drinking this morning?
so I am drinking a wonderful, nutritious, we call it a fueling. It is a frothy cappuccino mix, and it only has 100 calories. It has 14 grams of protein, no fat, and it also has vitamins, minerals, and probiotics. And this is one of the things that reset my gut health because I also suffered from chronic illness and chronic pain. So it's part of my health journey. So cheers to that. And I know you guys are probably showing off your fancy mugs too, right? Because mugs matter.
Mugs certainly matter on this show, both the cup and our face. So, definitely, I love that. I love that. Kim, what are you drinking?
So I'm drinking my very famous mushroom coffee. This morning I ran out of my creamer, so it's just with a little brown sugar.
Mm.
And I can't read what this mug says because it's a leftover mug that my brother left behind, and it's got bad words. So let's just say I didn't realize when I pulled it out the cover, but I can't read it. But it's much love to everybody. I'm drinking healthy coffee.
Just no, here, read it, but bleep, like they go beep, don't say the word.
Well, my daughter actually gave him when she was like 17 or 18, or maybe more 19. She bought him this mug, and it says, "I'm trying to be less of a bleep than I was yesterday. Baby steps. Go bleep yourself." So
That's
I thought he
funny.
took the mug. Evidently, he didn't. So that's what I'm drinking my coffee in, ladies.
Hey, sometimes you have to say that to the world, like just go F yourself. It
Just
happens, it happens. Uh, I get it. So I'm drinking also mushroom coffee, and I got start your day with prayer mug. So that's kind of
oh, that's beautiful.
the mug that I chose this morning. It becomes fun when I'm looking at my mugs, like, oh, what do I want to bring on the show today? So it's
Yeah.
it's like, what is it I
Fun.
want to highlight? So it is fun. It is. And for those that are watching, don't be shy. Share what you're drinking this morning. If you're not, cool, but just share what you're drinking because I feel like it's a nice way to get to know someone through what they're drinking, right? And what they're focusing in on. And even the other day I had Liza reach out to me, Kim, and she
Okay.
was like, where's the lady with the lemon rice water that she was trying that lemon rice water,
Oh,
remember?
yes, yes.
And I was like, oh yeah, what is her name? So I looked up her name and told her name because she wanted to reach out and find out, has that concoction worked for her, right? So
Uh-huh.
now I gotta follow up and see, has she lost any weight from that rice
She
water? So
has, because
Oh,
she has.
her and I go to the gym together. That's how I met her. And then we just started talking, and I brought her on the show. Um, and she has. Another thing which she loves about it is, again, women with our bloating feelings. She said she feels less bloated, and it doesn't taste bad. It tastes like soup because it doesn't sound good, but she said it tastes good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. So Liza said she's drinking a smoothie. Esta Maria said she's drinking cinnamon and ginger tea. That sounds yummy.
Ooh, that sounds
Nice.
Good morning, Maria.
And if anyone would like a sample of this, all they need to do is just send me a private message. I'd be happy to send it to them because it is so yummy. This has become my new coffee, and it's so nutritious. And my mug actually says, "Have faith and be strong." This was a
I
gift.
love it.
Everybody knows one of my coaches, Veronica, gave me this as a lovely birthday gift, and I treasure those things too. So,
Oh, that's pretty. I love it. Beautiful. Gary said, black coffee in my cafecito y chisme tumbler. Business gossip. Drinking espresso after I finish my herb tea with lemon. Look at that. That
ooh,
sounds
yes.
yummy. And then Liza said me, and then I believe this is Miriam. I'm drinking good old H2O. Yeah, good old
I
H2O.
got some of that too. Yeah, you need your water, right?
Yeah, I actually did the OPTAVIA maybe about 2 years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So I remember that coffee. That coffee was pretty good. So
Yes,
it had a good flavor, especially for something to just be like pour it into water and just mix it. Because sometimes
exactly.
I'm not too crazy about instant coffees, but
Me
that
either.
one was pretty good. That one was
Yeah.
pretty good. I do remember that. So
You can drink it hot or cold. So it
yeah,
can be iced, and it's actually more, we call it a fueling. You probably remember, Jennifer, because it gives you what your body needs and craves so that you can heal yourself and get better health. So this
sure.
is my new favorite.
Sure. Awesome. Awesome. So that's awesome. So let's go. This is great. Let's go into conversation, Paula. What I really want to know is how did you get into the realm that you got into? Right? Share the story. We like the raw stories on this show. We like
The whole story.
vulnerability, you know?
Okay. Well, I actually suffered from traumatic birth injuries. And so people ask me, they say, "Paula, how long have you been a Christian?" And I say, "My whole life," because I know that God had a plan for my life. For whatever reason, He decided to spare my life. And I felt this strong commitment to stay connected with Him. And I knew that He was always in it with me. I was actually baptized in the hospital because they didn't think I was going to make it.
Oh my.
So when you experience things, so I've always had, chronic health conditions. And so I've, as far as I can remember, and I know that you guys are believers, and so you can, that would resonate with you too, is that always, knowing that he's with us, he's on the journey, and that he's never going to let us down. And so that faith is really what has really helped me through everything. I come from a large Irish Catholic family. My parents had beautiful faith, and that's really, I think we all have a story, right? How we grew up, what things we had to deal with. So I also dealt with some dysfunction in that type of family, right? Just being honest,
Sure.
and dealing with financial issues, poverty, and wanting so much to overcome those things. So between my chronic health, my finances, and my faith, those have become the three most important things that I really feel entrusted and empowered. And we talk from trials to triumphs. And even my kids know, I'll say, "Hey, we need to sit down and talk." And my daughter says, "Okay, what is this going to be about? This is either about money. This is either about my faith, or this is about my health. What's it going to be, And I'll stand on those because I really believe that they're important. And obviously they've integrated throughout my life. I spent 25 years in the financial services industry. The last 10 years, or previous to the last 10 years, I was a loan officer, and I mostly did home equity lines of credit and loans. And so that was something, though, I had to actually get out of because of my poor health. So I don't know if there's anybody out there that's listening that maybe suffers from chronic health conditions, autoimmune diseases, fibromyalgia. It's difficult. And so when we're faced with those things, it's something that we constantly battle with. And so my health has been a constant thing that I've had to deal with my whole life. That's why I'm so passionate about it. And because I've been able to fix it, I'm on a mission to really help others who might also be struggling.
Wow.
That's good. That's good. One of the things that came to my mind as you were speaking, and I had a conversation with a woman who's in my investment community. We had lunch and we were talking about finances, and we had her on the show, Michelle. She's great.
Oh,
And she was talking about how finances are connected to our traumas, right? Are connected to our upbringing, connected to, and I thought to myself, gosh, that is like, you definitely need to heal the financial trauma of, like, we all deal with things, right? We all come from messed up, like we all have some, I mean, if someone's perfect, show me that perfect person and that came from that perfect household,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's non-existent, right? But we have all had our issues in our past, or we all have a story. So it just led me to believe, like, how it's really important to understand how finances work, how to manage our finances so that we can have a healthy relationship with money, right?
mhm.
The people that don't have healthy relationships with money. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So that's what we're seeing. So I call it kind of the trilogy of transformation. So when I meet people, they are looking for improvements either in their physical health. When we look around, we see that things are out of balance with people's health, but also their finances. So I mentioned, struggling, living paycheck to paycheck. What that does to your psyche, your self-esteem, your confidence, when you're always, borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, it really can cause, lots of trauma in your health, your relationships, how you function on a daily basis. So when you've got lots of things going on, so whether it is the finances, the health, and also, your spiritual connection. I think that those all play an important role. And, having a system, having a process to get you through. So when I was in finance, and I borrowed money to people, and they came to me for loans. We do need loans. We need loans for our businesses. I don't know anybody who can purchase a home without getting a loan. But sometimes that can cause trauma. And, sometimes that when you're struggling, that lack, it really does a number on your psyche, and it can really manifest itself in physical symptoms, anxiety, depression, like, oh my goodness, where's my next meal coming from? How am I going to pay these bills? And it can disrupt your sleep. There's so many aspects that your finances can really be, cause a lot of stress. And so my story is that I no longer have to deal with that. And so that's why, again, I'm on a mission to really help people find that balance, because it's a fine-tuned puzzle. We're trying to get everything in order, and it's a constant mission, you know. So my husband and I are now debt-free, praise the Lord, and we're able to live in abundance and generosity and share that with other people. So whether it is their health journey helping them get their finances put together. So we volunteer through Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University. Like I mentioned, we've put hundreds of people through that process, but we just do it on a volunteer basis. And, I personally feel that we're always on a learning curve. So we're in learn, earn, and return. And I don't know about you guys, but I am a devoted learner. I will never stop learning. I learn from you, beautiful ladies, and people who are empowered and inspired, and our earning potential. Our income is our best tool, for balancing our lives and putting it to work well. Jennifer, I know that you also do something about time management. Our time is so important, and that we balance all those things. And right now we're in a season of give back. So earn, learn, return. So we're returning. So Jennifer, I wanted to get back to you about that, being a servant leader and what that looks like. And, I get to do this. I don't have to, but I feel so entrusted and so empowered. And when you don't have to do something, it really just gives you that passion and that purpose, and living out my passion and my purpose. And I pray every day that God puts people in my path that I can bless. But turns out I usually get lots of blessing because I've met hundreds of people. Um, and just get to hear your authentic voice. Jennifer, what you're doing, Kimberly, what you're doing with your business and growing and learning and sharing. I mean, that's what life is all about. We're called to be good stewards of our time, talent, and treasures. And I just feel blessed to be able to have that voice, and that God would use me as a conduit to help people become the best version of themselves. And I know, Jennifer, you speak that so beautifully in what you're doing with your mission. And so I love, again, being connected with you and learning so much from everyone else too.
Oh, thank you. I love that. I love that earn, learn, and return concept, right? And I know a lot of our girls that women, I shouldn't say girls, I apologize. Right, women in our community, they love Dave Ramsey. I know there's a ton of them that follow Dave Ramsey methods. And I know at one point when we had our book club, we read the Dave Ramsey book, right? So I think being a servant leader, right? A lot of people don't understand what servant leadership means, right? It's about catering first to the person that you're working with, right? Where you're thinking, in my mind, at least the way that I've always seen servant leadership is, it's not about me, right? And good leadership always sees themselves as, what can I do for the other person versus myself? How can I be an asset to this other person? And then, of course, if we're going to go into because we are believers, for the faith component, right? I'd be like, well, if this person was Jesus, how would I treat this person? Right? If right, like, we're called to treat everyone as we're treating, like, if it was Jesus, right? Like, what do we do, right? And Jesus is a great example of, he was a servant leader, right? And people might not recognize that. Yeah, he was Lord and Savior, and yes, he was, walking on earth, but he washed people's feet.
Amen.
Right. So that has to show you the idea of what really servant leadership looks like. It's about serving the other person, at least for me. So I love the fact that we're even dabbling in this conversation, because, you have leaders that think that they're leaders, but then they come out as communists, right? Or they come out, right? Or they, right? That they're, that they might not be in it for the other person. They're in it for themselves. And then you always can tell a good leader by their following, right? And the following that they have, and those closest to them as well. So I love that we're even talking about this concept. And those that are watching, don't feel free to chime in and talk about what servant leadership means to you. But I'm glad that Paula is bringing it up here, because it's always about, for me, how can I help this other person? How can I help them live their best life? How can I help them be happier, healthier, holistically? That's how I always perceive it. I don't know about you, Kim. What are your thoughts on it?
Oh, I think it's an amazing topic that we fell into, because I learned of that I was a servant leader about 15 years ago at a Christian women's retreat. We took a test, and it was actually in Humboldt Park with Pastor Choco, and I went on one of their retreats, and it was a deep, I always say those were the deepest, most intense retreats I've ever been on. And part of that, he wanted to distinguish, what if you're in leadership, what kind of leader are you? And I took the test just like you do a profile on your, those other profile testings. And then it's very true, as a servant leader for me, like in my business, I'm not in business just to make money. I want my staff to make money. I care about my employees. I don't let anyone call me a boss. And that's the difference, a boss and a leader. Leaders, as you said, Jennifer, they want to help others grow. They want to enhance the lives of other people. So in the servant leadership, the giving is when I give people free cleanings who have cancer. That's my give back, from my business, to say, hey, we know you're experiencing some trauma right now, so we want to be there for you. And then earning is, making sure that my employees make a decent living doing what they do, because it really enhances the lives of other people, right? And training them, giving them the tools, making them the best that they are, and making them feel valued. Everyone should feel that they have a value, because we all do. Everybody that walks earth has value, even if we don't even if we don't agree with everything they do, right? But there's a purpose here, and I love valuing and helping other people. So and I know Paula, and definitely just by knowing her, we both, you're getting to know Jennifer, definitely Jennifer. But as I've met Paula and attended some of her events, it stands out that you are a servant leader. I'm not surprised that you lead as a servant leader, because you have a servant heart.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I believe we all have those, special gifts,
Mm-hmm.
and to utilize them to the fullest. Again, it's not about us, and again, it's about being a conduit. How do I be the hands and feet of Jesus? And in that process, we get blessed too. You know, um, I love helping my clients get healthy, because my clients get results. They've been struggling. Generally, we meet people in the weight loss phase. Not always, but once they start taking care of their health through nutrition and hydration, eating properly. So I was in bed for 7 months and I started my health program 4 years ago, right around COVID. It was right before COVID, and dramatically changed my life. So that's why I'm so passionate about it,
Wow.
because it also helped my finances. And then what happens is our clients get really good results. They decide to pay it forward and open their own business. So then we train coaches how to actually run their own business, and that also helps their finances. And then we do have the added value of working with them through some of the things through financial peace. And I understand there's lots of different financial programs out there, not just Dave Ramsey. I've met some other great individuals who also have programs, but being willing, right? That mindset piece of, what do I need to do? How can I fix this? And how do I get to the other side? Finding pain points that we need to address and really help us become that best version. And doing the work, having a support team. I have so many mentors that I love and adore who have poured into me, and so I've had great leadership that has taught me how to do these things too. So it's just great to be able to give back, whether it is in the health, in the finances. And now that my husband's retired, he's very active in our food pantry at our church. And that's kind of his thing. It's just, again, finding your passion and your purpose as you continue to pursue what your goals and your dreams, and what retirement looks like. So we're just enjoying it. I can run my businesses from anywhere. We can, have chats on the beach or whatever, so it gives us a lot of flexibility while we're still enjoying some really great things, meeting wonderful people. And I don't know about you guys, it just amazes me I shouldn't say I'm amazed, but do you believe in divine appointment? That
Absolutely.
uh, you, when you step out of your comfort zone and you be obedient to what God has told you to do, amazing things happen. And I got
Mm.
goosebumps right now. To be honest with you, I am not a technology person. You probably figured that out already. But to even be able to show up on this Zoom today, that's not something I would have been able to do 4 years ago because my health was so just distraught. And so the fact that I get to, you know, again, share the great news of becoming healthy, wealthy, grateful, and wise. Those are key components, and that's really my mission in helping people to live their best life. So I'm really excited about that.
Wonderful. I love that. So, Paula, if someone wants to reach out to you, where do they go to reach out to you?
The best thing is my Facebook page. I'll put the link in the chat after it's posted. And I'm also, or my phone number, I'd be happy to share that. You can text me. That's actually the easiest way to reach me. Um, and I also have private Facebook groups, things that we can connect. I've got some great free resources. And I'd love to talk a little bit more. Do we have much more time, Jennifer?
We're wrapping up now, but definitely, if anyone has any other questions for Paula, definitely feel free to reach out to her. She shared, her phone number is 630-336-2034, right? Or you can find her on Facebook, and I'm sure she'll put her information on the comment section of the lives. But I definitely want to make sure that you guys reach out to her if you guys want to talk more about your budgeting, if you guys want to talk more about your health and wellness. And we're big believers, right? I am a big believer that if your health is not up to par, or if you struggle in your health, it's going to seep into other areas, right?
Exactly.
Similar with your faith, right? If your faith component, right, of you and you're not strong in faith, same thing, right? It all intertwines with one another. So I think the message here for today is, make sure that you take care of you first, which it's one of our biggest things in Wise. We are all about focusing in on you, your mind, your body, your spirit, your business, your personal development. Like, how can you become a better you every day, right? And yeah, hiccups are going to come and situations are going to happen. And you're going to struggle with certain things, whether it's in your marriage or in your business or in your job or with your family. But how do you become a better version of you to confront those issues and those things, right? Because life, I love this. One of our coaches in our community, she said, life be lifing. And I stole that from her. Life be lifing. And sometimes we just got to figure out how to move forward. And it happens. So then what, right? Um, so for those that are watching, I want to make some really brief announcements. We do have a fun challenge that started last Monday. Paula did touch on it. It's the time management challenge. We started last Monday. I'll still take on anyone today because we still got 3 more Mondays in the month, right? Basically what it is you come on, I teach you how to manage your time. We put a calendar together. I have 8 people in it right now, and they are working on their time, and I am excited to hear how their their calendars went for the week. Because if you guys know me, I'm big on like put that in your calendar type thing, right? And then of course another one is we have our Bust Fear in Your Mouth boot camp. I'm excited about this. So you know, I think one of the biggest things that I hear all the time is people limit themselves because of fear or the unknown or being unsure, and they don't know how to take the steps and this and that, right? And you can see someone struggles with fear because they keep putting off that thing that they should be working on, and instead you're doing the dishes, or instead you choose some other activity to do versus actually working on that thing that you need to be working on. So those are usually signs that you're dealing with some sort of internal fear. You might not identify it, but that's something that's going on in your life. So I'm going to put a boot camp for ladies. Love my men, but this is for women, in my private Facebook group for 3 days, Tuesday, tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday at 7:15 in the morning. I'm going to teach live in person in Facebook group. My members that are in my community can jump on the Zoom with me and ask questions and interact with me live. Those that are, in the group for free can just watch in the group and chime in and talk to us through the chat. But I'm excited because it's like, for me, one of the biggest things is how do we confront it? How do we work through it? How do we get past it, right? What is it exactly that we need to do? And that's why I called it bust fear in the mouth. For those that don't know, I've been actively dabbling in the boxing world, right? Like I've been doing a lot of boxing activities. So it's like, yeah, let's give it a jab, right? Like, why are we struggling with this? So I'm excited about that. So make sure you take advantage of that free challenge that I got. And if you're interested in the time management, let me know. I can still pop you in there so we can work on your time management for the rest of the month. But thank you so much. Kim, do you have any final words?
I don't. I just wanted to thank Paula so much for coming on. It was so great to share you with the community. And I did do the Dave Ramsey with Paula and her husband, and it's amazing. So if anyone's interested, please reach out to her. And I've also attended a couple of her health fairs at the Salt Cave, which were also extremely informative. So thank you so much for coming on today. And thank you, Jennifer, for Coffee Chat. It always is better than caffeine every Monday morning.
Amen. Thank you so much. And for those that are jumping on, thank you for watching. I didn't give a shout out to Rosie. Good morning, everyone. I'm here. Thank you for sharing your story, Paula. And then we have Abigail. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, guys. Thank you for jumping on. And of course, Paula, thank you again for being on with us this morning and sharing your story. And for those that are watching, make sure you chime in next week. My guest, I'm excited. Her name's Kimberly also. She is a pioneer in like women's development. I'm super excited. She left Chicago. She's a Chicagoan, but she left for 30 years and she went to Texas and built a practice. She's a licensed therapist in Texas,
Wow.
but she helps people with infidelity. She helps marriages overcome infidelity, and she has some books written on it. And I'm just like, where you been? Not that
wow.
like I'm sitting there, she was doing workshops in the 70s in Chicago. And I thought to myself, like, that must have been unheard of to be a woman in the 70s in Chicago putting women events together. So I'm excited to bring her on the show, you guys. So
excited to meet her.
yeah. Wow. Thank you, guys. Well, we'll see each other next week. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
God bless you.
Bye.
Take care.